Hey, before we start, shout out to Clyde Collin for correctly guessing Jeremy in my previous video. Congratulations to you. So the next question is, what is the name of Mimic creator? Good luck guessing in Sial. What's up everyone, it's TGSF and welcome to the evidence table. So in this video I will be gathering every evidence and con that proves who did the bite of 87. I will try to show evidence without bias and at the end show who I think did it. I'll thought the one I think is guilty will probably be the most well argumented undeniably. So to start, let present the bite and what are the consequence and condition that will help us find the guilty. The bite of 87 is an incident that happened in 1987. Due to the only known Freddy Fazbear pizza place being open being the FNAF 2 one, it easy to figure out it happened here. During a birthday party probably after night 6 in FNAF 2, an animatronics bit someone in the head. While the victim survived, it resulted to them losing their frontal lobe, and the animatronics to lose the ability to walk. The toy's animatronics after got scrapped after with the only explanation being a malfunction, which lead to believe a toys probably did it. So here's every potential bidder: Withered Freddy, Withered Bonnie, Withered Chica, Withered Foxy, Withered Golden Freddy, Balloon Boy, Toy Freddy. I'm already tired. Why does FNAF 2 have this many characters? Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica and Mangle, let go. Balloon Boy, evidence, is a toy's animatronics so likely was active when it happened. Con, can't even bite, his mouth is too small and can't even move, too small to even bite what is assumed to be an adult guard, and is the least aggressive animatronics, all he does is take your battery. Verdict, he didn't do it. Withered Bonnie, evidence he did it. Con, he doesn't even have a face to begin with, he can't even bite, he wasn't even active when it happened, doesn't explain why the toy gets scrapped for something a Withered did. Verdict, he didn't do it. Withered Chica, con, also can't even bite, her mouth can't move, wasn't even active too, and doesn't explain why the toy gets scrapped for something the Withered did. Evidence. Verdict, isn't guilty. Toy Freddy, evidence, was active the day it happened, he's a Freddy. And if you know something about Freddy related character is that they are good bidder. Would be cool if he did it, it would complete that thing about Freddy and bidding, but sadly con, he's the version of Freddy that probably can bite the least well. Verdict, likely didn't do it, but not totally out of the picture. Toy Bonnie, con, isn't a good bidder as well. Evidence, he did it in the official spin-off Popgoes that is now in the Fazbear Fanverse initiatives, and in which Toy Bonnie did the bite, therefore this is canon. Joking of course, anyway he probably didn't do it and is the least likely toy to have done it, ignoring Balloon Boy because. Withered Freddy, evidence, he's a good bidder and has done it a few times, would explain the specific rule about not touching Freddy specifically, could explain the footprint Freddy has on his face, and would make sense for the main character of the series to do it. Con, he also wasn't active when it happened, and doesn't explain why the toys get scrapped for something a Withered did. Withered Golden Freddy, evidence, has a long history with bidding too, would explain why you get killed by him for typing 1987 in FNAF 1 custom night, would explain why he is kinda mysterious, but con, isn't active when it happened, and it even on a bigger scale since he's quite a ghostly character, and wouldn't explain why ghostly animatronics with a flying head get the toy scrapped. If anything, every Fazbear entertainment related thing would get scrapped because of that. Puppet, evidence she did it. Con, take a guess. And finally we are entering the two main suspect for that, starting with Mangle, evidence she did it, is a toy so would be active the day it happened, is the toy animatronics that can bite the best and it jump scare is literally her biting your head. Con, honestly not that much, maybe it possible Mangle couldn't even be walking when it happened since she's in the take apart and put back together attraction and she's mainly at Kids Cove, but since they are possessed, she's already seen walking in game and they got reasonably scrapped after this happened, she just could have walked to an adult I guess. And finally to finish, Toy Chica, which I will straight say here, is from what I see, the one who did it, so evidence, her personality shows she's easily the most sociopathic toy animatronics not only as seen in UCN via her voice line but also in the Toy Chica cutscene where she's literally a killer and what is thought to be a William representation. You get the point, she's shown as one of the more, sorta, evil or, more accurately more cruel character in the series, which make her doing something like that more believable. But now let's get to the more convincing point, which is at multiple point Toy Chica's beak is called out, and she's associated with eating and stuff like that. Already she's associated with Chica, the one animatronics associated with eating. In UCN her voice line hint heavily at her bidding out face with lines such as, "Let's go somewhere more private, so I can eat you," and, "Where's my beak?" Lodged in your forehead, of course, forehead that is specifically the part of the head where the frontal lobe is located, and in FNAF 4, her beak is on the ground and it's something Scott weirdly pointed out as an important detail. Now con, her beak couldn't bite as well as Mangle, and it wouldn't even be considered a bite and more. Peck of 87 or Beck of 87 or something, got these from Reddit. So why do I have Toy Chica over Mangle when she has much more con than Mangle? That because I don't think con matter, because what Scott intend us to interpret is much more important than con logic, and with all these evidence I think it what Scott wanted us to view, but also the con are debunkable. The main con is that Toy Chica's beak wouldn't bite as well or maybe couldn't even bite because it wouldn't be that big to hurt someone's frontal lobe, but the thing is that I think it would. As we see in the movie the animatronics are pretty huge, it's totally possible for her to be big enough to bite someone's frontal lobe, and even if Toy Chica can't bite as well as Mangle, I actually think it helped more as a proof. It would increase the chance of survival for the guard to be able to survive if he was bit by something that bit less well than Mangle. If Mangle did the bite I think it would much more fatal for our night guard, and since Toy Chica's beak easily come off, it could have gotten stuck inside the victim head, and even could have stopped the bleeding explaining how they survived. Whereas if Mangle did it they would more easily bleed out, and as for the argument that it wouldn't be a bite, it probably just because Toy Chica and Mangle, half of the main suspect for the bite didn't even exist when it was titled, and Bite of 87 worked much better as a title to describe what happened than the Beck of 87 or whatever, and also one of the main thing about the bite is that it quite mysterious. If it was from the beginning titled Beak of 87 or something we already know Chica did it over, so yeah that pretty much it. In conclusion I think Toy Chica did it because she has more proof leaning toward her than Mangle and I think her being the bidder is Scott intend. I guess that pretty much it. If you wanna debate or ask question I'm always reading the comment section so we can debate with respect of course. Subscribe if you enjoyed I post every Friday evening even. Though this vid had a lot of delay that was totally not me being lazy to finish it, but yeah see y'all next week.